Hermitcraft Infinity. Welcome back to Hermitcraft Infinity. All right. Well, today I want to get busy combining these two nodes, this Ordo and this other one with Ordo and Perdito in it. I want to combine them. I've set them down here, and the one of them is going to suck down everything out of the other one, and they're going to get combined, and then I'm going to get more nodes out here to feed these guys. Now, as you might possibly be able to tell, this part is post-commentary because the first time I recorded this, I did not have my mic turned on, and this wasn't a thing you could just go back and redo. So, now we cut to where my mic is turned on. And I'm back, and this time my microphone is actually working. That's really kind of important that you turn things like that on. Anyway, the Ordo node finally wore down to nothing, literally. And this one is only a little bit stronger than it was, and I think the main reason for that is that the one that I set down there was an Ordo, and this one already had Ordo in it. So this time I've gone out and gotten another one here. This one is Humanus and Terra. So I'm going to pop that down there. And we're going to break the jar. And this is 35 and 45. And this one is 43 and 66. And it's already picked up some of the Terra that was in this. Yeah. That's going to be better, I think. And now it's picked up some of the Humanus, and it's going to, given sufficient time, suck everything in that into this one. And we'll see what the total final results is after a while. Once again, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and actually what I'm probably going to do is just let it sit here. This area is chunk loaded. And I'll let it sit here. I'm going to log out and watch a video or something and check in on this every now and then, because this is, as I said, a rather slow process. And we're back. Okay. The node that was here has long since deceased. I was off for about an hour or so, and I came back and it was gone. So this one here now has Humanus and Terra in it. 9 Terra and 10 Humanus, along with the 43 Perdito and 66 Ordo. And I have gone and collected another node. And this one has 38 Air and 48 Terra. So, again, I'm going to let this happen and see what we end up with. All right, here we are about a little over an hour later, and another node has bitten the dust. So I'm going to load up another one over here on the dinner plate, which is what I've come to think of this block as. It's the dinner plate from this guy. And there we go, 38 Perdito and 54 Terra, and against all of this. So this one is going to have this one for lunch. And here we go. All right, there we go. 38.54. And over here we've got 13, 10, 14, 43, 66. It almost sounds like a football call or some kind, you know. Anyway, we've got the lightning going back and forth. And things will go. I'm going to let this go and let this one eat that one, or that one eat this one, whichever way it goes. It doesn't matter as long as it works. Alrighty, here we are about 45 minutes later or so, and this one has grown a little bit, noticeably. Definitely good. And this one here, well, a minute ago it was at 0, and it's going to end up getting zapped back down to 0 here real soon. And I think that as soon as it does, I'm going to break it and go on to my next one, because this node is not long for this world anyhow as it is, because this one's been gobbling it up. And that's fine. That's what we want to happen. And, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to wait. just going to go ahead and boom. The node that was isn't. And now we'll start up another one. We've got this one has, oh, what is that? Okay, let me look at that. Okay, that one over there, it's kind of hard to read because it's dark. But it's got a bunch of stuff in it, so we're just going to go ahead and there we go. Lunchtime. Okay, now while that starts to cook, I want to try something over here. I happen to have a silverwood sapling, and as I recall it, now in previous versions of Thaumcraft, planting a silverwood sapling had a reasonably good chance of it having a pure node inside it, and that pure node can have the effect of changing the biome, in this case Erie, back to what it was before, which would be magical forest. So I'm going to just pop this sucker down right there. Now, as far as I recall, bone meal and stuff doesn't work on that. I believe a hoe of growth does, but I don't have one of those yet, and I'm not in the mood to grind for it just now. So I'm just going to leave that there like that and see what happens when it finally does grow up. In the meantime, going to let this cook for a while. It's already, this one here has already started to pick up some stuff. Let's see. Okay, it's Tenebrae and Mortis and Air, Humanus, Terra, Perdito, and Ordo. Pretty good. Okay, great. And it's going to just suck that one down. So I'm going to let this cook for about another 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll see how this goes in its progress to be, in the progress of its quest to become a supernode. Alrighty, here we are. We have another node has been gobbled up, and I've already got another one here to put in place, and this one is a fading node, so this node would eventually fade out and become pretty much nothing anyway. So I'm going to pop this thing down here, and it's got some Perdito, Ignis, and Air in it, which will add yet another aspect to this one. Alright, and now, of course, also the last node that I had this one devour was one of those sinister nodes, so this chunk has turned eerie as well. I am curious to know whether or not it will turn back now that that sinister node has been devoured. It does not exist anymore. Meanwhile, the Silverwood tree did in fact finally grow. It took quite a while to do so, but it did grow. However, there is no node, no aura node contained within it. Otherwise, you'd be able to see it from here. So, I'm going to get out my logger axe and just cut the sucker down. And during the break there, I did go out and find a little bit more silverwood sapling, so I'm going to plant another one here. And let's see. Yeah, that'll be fine. I should fill in those holes with dirt, but I'll take care of that later. And who knows, maybe this one will yield a node. And I'm hoping that those leaves yield another silverwood sapling, because those things are really rare. So I'm going to hang out here, wait for these leaves to decay because I just don't feel like doing it any other way right now. And, whoa, hey. I just saw something fall, and how come I don't see it picking up here? I could swear I saw a sapling fall, but it didn't get sucked into the inventory here. And here I wasn't going to do this, break all the leaves manually. Okay, I do have another sapling. Just saw that. Alright, I'm just going to let this decay on its own. Unlikely that there would be a second such sapling up here, although I'll hang around to make sure. In the meantime, I'll be back in another hour or so when this node has been gobbled up. Alright, we're back, and we have another node has been devoured by our growing supernode, and there's been another development too. We have another Silverwood tree has grown, and you'll notice that the ground around it has changed, and it's changing back to magical forest biome. And there is a node inside of this tree. I have not seen one that looks like that before. At least I don't recall seeing one that looked quite like that. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to get a regular axe. The one that does 3x3 would be no good for this. I'm going to cut this sucker down, but I'm going to leave the log that node is inside of. Cut the rest of the tree down, get the leaves and whatnot, get some more saplings, and I'm going to plant at least one here, and get some dirt and plant one here, and drop another one over here. The idea being to see if I can convert the rest of this back to magical forest. And I think I can, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now we've got a similar need here, and it shouldn't be a problem, because the sinister node that caused the change here has since been gobbled up by that one. And so now I'm going to do another little change here. I am going to set up, let's see, put one here, and I'm going to drop one right there. I am going to set up 3 of these nodes. Right there, equidistant from this one, sort of, kind of ish. Close enough. Really, it's close enough. And I'm going to open them all up. And I'm doing this because this thing, this process takes a long time. Generally an hour per node to be done like this. And I figure this is something I can leave going overnight. And come back in the morning and find one node where there used to be 4. So let's see. This one, that's 6348. This one is 222018, and this one is 432019. Okay, so I'm anticipating this one here to end up with being the only one. This is going to be the last node standing, and all the rest of these will be gone, and so on. And this thing will grow in its power, in the number of aspects that it's got, and yeah, that's going to be great. And it's also going to take a long time. And what I'll do is that before I come back, I will look around and find a few more nodes to use on this, to feed to it, because our supernode is going to be super. Absolutely. In a blue suit with a great big red S on its chest. Alright, once again, our soon-to-be supernode is the sole survivor, and I thought I'd give it a little bit more to work with this time. And this time, I am giving it a grand total of 6 I'm going to feed to it this time. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead here and break these open. And our Supernode is going to have lunch. Well, a 6-course meal this time. Yeah, 6 courses. Enjoy. All right. Now, over here, the work on getting more Silverwood trees with pure nodes in them to change this back has not yet worked out. This one, I believe there is no node in it at all. And you can tell the area around it hasn't changed anymore. This one I also believe has no node in it. But this baby makes up for it. It does. Take a look. There are 2 blocks in this that contain nodes. Yeah. So this one I'm going to be cutting down 1 block at a time to make sure that I don't break any nodes. And we'll see what we get out of that. And these, I'm just going to cut these suckers down and hope to get as many saplings as I can and replant with the idea of getting some pure nodes in here to finish converting this back to the regular magical forest biome. All right, I just now set a couple of more in here to feed to our Supernode. And it's growing and getting big and strong and healthy and all that good stuff. And all these others are just kind of, you set them down, you go away for an hour or 3, and you come back and they're gone. Anyway, over here, we've got this original pure node, and we've got another one here. Let's see. Let's get out this here. And if I look at it through that, both of these nodes are pure. That is great. And over here, on the 2nd or 3rd try here, we've got another node growing in a Silverwood log that I'm going to guess is a pure. I'm going to vanilla axe enough of this away to where I can get to that and actually scan the one that has the node in it. There it is. Alright. Okay, it's got Victus and Terra in it. And if we scan it, pure node. Okay, let me sleep and I'll be right back. So, that too is a pure node, which means I'll be cutting down the entire tree and destroying the leaves for saplings, I hope, and leaving that 1 block there, because if you destroy the block that contains the node, you will destroy the node. And this is something that we very much don't want to do. What I do want to do is probably see about bottling up these pure nodes and doing something with them. In the meanwhile, I am going to, frankly, take it easy for the next many hours while this node gobbles up its neighbors and this other Silverwood sapling over here tries to grow into a tree. All right, just getting another course set up for this node that is going to be eating 5 more. I was going to put 9 of them here at once, but it takes so long to recharge the wands and to find these things and get them and transport them back here that I decided to just go ahead with the 5. So we've got this one and that one, this guy, and that, and that. And when it's all said and done, the one in the middle is, of course, going to be the last node standing. All right. Well, after that last meal, our growing supernode here has got a grand total of 13 different aspects in it in varying amounts. Some of the primals have decent amounts in them. It would be nice if they had more, but there you go. In any event, I am going to start this thing feeding on 8. Count them. 8 nodes I'm going to feed this thing. Now, I'll admit I don't know for certain whether this is the best way to do it, whether it's better to do it one at a time or bunches of them like this. Let me know in the comments if you have some certain knowledge that one way is better than the other. I'll be glad to hear it. In the meantime, we're going with a mass feeding here. Also over here, most of this area has been changed back to magical forest biome, and there are, let's see, 3, 4, 5 pure nodes here now, and I'm thinking I ought to go ahead and jar them up and set them down here on stabilizers, just simply because I've noticed that this charge pedestal here is drawing from them over time, as you know, because they're close enough for it to draw from them. So I'm thinking I ought to probably go ahead and do that. In the meanwhile, it's lunchtime. And yeah, this is going to take a while, so we'll catch up with you in a bit. This node right here, which I placed about a half an hour or 45 minutes ago, I think it was, is just about done for. It wasn't exactly a very big one, and I thought I had recorded placing it there, but apparently I didn't. I missed when I hit F11 or F12 or whatever it is to start the recording going. But anyway, this one is just about gone, so I'm going to pop another one down right here. This one is a 93 ordo. Break the jar. And I think just for giggles, the next 2 or 3 of them are going to be one at a time like this, to see if that makes any kind of a major difference. Alrighty, that last addition to this one has finally finished off, and I'm thinking that I probably want to go ahead and get this onto the next stage, because that makes 32 nodes that have been fed to this one. That's a lot of nodes. That's a lot of flying around all over the place trying to find these things and then cart them back here and do this and so on. And actually it's been so time consuming that this has actually taken me like 3.5 days to do all of this, to get it all done. And so I'm thinking what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just call this it for right now, and then next time I want to see about getting this thing onto a node stabilizer, get it energized, and get set up to do a little bit of something with the power obtainable from that energized node, so on, and decide what to do with the pure nodes over there and so forth. And I would do it now, but it's just been it's been a really not very great 3 or 4 days, and yeah, it's better, I think, to start fresh and go on to the next step. And who knows, maybe someday I might actually get some work done on this building that currently isn't anything more than some walls. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.